Happy news, everybody. This one I like. So Trump and the current South Korean President Moon are talking food-related foreign aid to North Korea. They're going to be assisting in the whole situation of starving North Korean citizens. And it would appear that Kim Jong-un is willing to accept the foreign aid without condition. This is not part of the whole sanctions, North Korean sanctions situation. This appears just to be a very humanitarian issue. They're discussing it. They're talking about it mostly in South Korea. Trump says, rather inarticulately, saying that him and Moon are talking humanitarian stuff. Yeah, real specific there, Trump. Real specific. But if you look at the whole North Korean situation, we're talking about a military dictatorship, a communist dictatorship, somewhat similar to the Soviet Union in that it's making the exact same mistake. Not spending enough on food and infrastructure and spending too much on their military and weapons budget. Russia did the same thing, and they died much more slowly. North Korea's been accelerating. It's a similar thing, but they've been accelerating much more quickly into it. Pretty soon there will be no North Korea. In fact, according to this article here, nearly half of North Koreans suffer from severe food insecurity, and meager official rations are expected to be cut further after dry spells, heat waves, and flooding have led to the worst harvest in a decade, the United Nations said on Friday. And honestly, I'm sure that there's quite a bit of cases of malnutrition over there. You've got swollen limbs, bloating, and various other symptoms related to malnutrition. You've got protein deficiency, which is literal starvation. The meeting between Trump and President Moon was like 35 minutes. They spent a good 35 minutes talking about this issue. And they're also discussing ways to continue dialogue with Pyongyang. Honestly, though, this is a wonderful thing that they're going to start doing this. They're going to start shipping food and resources out to North Korea to try and feed their people, since their fucking leader has apparently no intention of, doing it himself. Since apparently he needs other countries to do it, that's just pathetic. And yet people here want to try communism, or they want to try socialism. Apparently the lessons of North Korea and Venezuela are just not enough for them. These people are dumb. Left-wing economics do not work. I'm sorry. That's the truth. That's the reality. I've been thinking about this a lot lately, actually. So, guess what? Rant time. This is just going to be a fucking rant for a minute. When you're young and naive and want everything to be pleasant and nice and awesome, you're a liberal. That's what left-wing economics is based on. Wanting to create a sort of paradise state where everyone's taken care of, everything gets what they need, everyone dies in old age, no one ever dies of sickness or the lack of medication. You got your perfect little system where everyone's taken care of, and the government's just so nice and benevolent, but the truth is, so much of the time, the complete opposite. That level of power, that level of statism, ultimately draws toxic authoritarians to it like flies to shit. Once they get in power, they start abusing their power. They start controlling it. They start making mistakes. Like in Venezuela, when Chavez nationalized their utilities like water and power, and then failed to provide enough money for those utilities to continue functioning. And that's just one example. Or how about here in North Korea, where they would rather spend more on military and making sure that the Kims can live like fucking kings, rather than actually making sure their people get fed. You deprive the people of the means to feed themselves, so you can feed them instead, and make it your job to feed them, and then you don't fucking do it. You see what I'm getting here? Even if you do it right, it gives the government too much power. And most of the time, you just don't do it right. You do it wrong. Left-wing economics don't work. This humanitarian aid thing is beautiful. I love that Trump and Moon are doing this. But the fact that it's even necessary is about as sad as the action itself is beautiful. It is very sad that this is even necessary. Fuck socialism, fuck communism, good day.